welcome back to the MITA Unshackled podcast. I'm Jennifer Miles. I am one of our guest co-hosts for the evening, along with my business partner, Gordon Ogden.
I'm Gordon Ogden, yes, co-founder of Plant Body Soul as well.
And we have another one of our Plant Body Soul teammates here, AJ Ariza.
Hello.
And what do you do for Plant Body Soul?
I'm the brand activation manager, so I help manage all of our events and partnerships and sponsorships, all the fun things.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And we'd like to also announce one of our beautiful guests and clients, Miss Allison Benedict. She is the founder of Pause Consumption Lounge. Welcome, Allison.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You are welcome. Well, when we thought of people we'd love to talk to in this space, you were the first person that popped into my mind. So,
Thank you.
yes.
That's very sweet of you.
Yes, and I'd love to know, can you share with our audience a little bit more about you and a little bit more about Pause Consumption Lounge?
Yeah, absolutely. I have been in the cannabis industry since 2013. I have held many different roles with a lot of different companies, but my passion is really for normalizing cannabis in general, and through Pause, we do that through our pop-up consumption lounge and our events that we host, bringing together a very diverse and inclusive community to celebrate cannabis, to celebrate our connection to the plant, and to, again, continue to normalize consumption.
Beautiful. Can you share more about the pillars of Pause Consumption Lounge?
Absolutely. We have 3 founding values that drive everything that we do. Curiosity, which is our commitment to education, is tantamount to every single thing. It drives a lot of our activations as well as how we engage with the community. Belonging is the second pillar, and what that means to us is that we are creating and carving out space for a very diverse community. There is nothing that says a cannabis consumer looks like this or acts like this or has this job or is in the world in this way, and so we want to bring in that full community, even those who have never tried cannabis before, and have a safe avenue for exploring that, even if they never touch or consume the plant. And the last one is sustainability. Because we have such a commitment to natural medicines and plant sciences, we are committed to the planet and people, planet, and that curiosity is what drives us.
It's a beautiful mission, yes. And I would say that being a part of your first event, those principles really exude through the entire experience. So well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your help with that.
Oh, our pleasure. Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's so important, your mission in this industry too, because I think there are so many events out there and so many different organizations that are one way. So it's great to be welcoming to all different types of people's different backgrounds, and so it's just great to be a part of what you're doing.
Yeah, and we're really excited to be operating as a pop-up right now. That agility we see as a strength because we can bring and meet people where they're at, but permanent locations is absolutely our long-term goal.
So where have you done your pop-ups thus far?
Mostly in the Phoenix area. We've hosted our own event back in February. It was a Galentine's that focused on the women in the industry and celebrating them. We had a lounge at the MITA golf tournament where we got to bring a nice place out of the sun and very cool. We had cooling in there and everything. It was very comfortable. And then most recently in New Jersey, actually. It was a beautiful, wonderful event, the first of its kind in New Jersey, and I was just grateful to be a part of that. That was an amazing experience.
What do you have coming up next?
Next, we have an event on June 24th, and it's a fabulous fling, and you do not want to miss it. It's going to be art, disco, community, just a genuine celebration of love and just the LGBTQ plus community.
Sounds like fun. I know we'll be there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can't wait.
Yeah, cool. I'm interested to hear more about the New Jersey event scene. Like, how are events out there? Cannabis consumption, like that's such a new market, and how is it compared to Arizona? And what did you observe out there?
It's very similar, honestly, in the sense that it's been adult use. They just celebrated the 1-year anniversary. That's what the party was about, of adult use, and The regulations are a little bit different, but social consumption is allowed, so having consumption events is encouraged.
Oh, wow.
There's been things like puffin paints and those types of activations, but this was the first of its kind, really bringing people together in the way that we did.
Nice. Yeah, it's awesome to see just other industries that are doing similar things to us and being able to pop those up in those in other cities. Is there any other place that you would like to take the Pause Consumption Lounge out on the road other than Arizona?
Well, anywhere.
Well, anywhere, yeah. Other than New Jersey and Arizona. Yeah.
So we're going to be doing an event in Las Vegas around MJ BizCon. So that is the next out of Arizona location that you'll see us. But anywhere where social consumption is allowed, we would love to go. Places like Oregon, California, Washington, Michigan. The list honestly goes on and on. So if you want us there, we would love to come.
And most recently, Minnesota.
Yes, I am very excited. The 23rd state
Yes.
to legalize, and I am excited as we go to tip over that halfway point and meet 25, and then I think it's all down from there.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Hope so, yeah.
We'll just be left with the middle of the country.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm thinking of a question.
Well, so when what made you decide to get involved with the cannabis industry? Like, what inspired you to become part of this kind of crazy industry a little bit? It's fun, exciting, but wild.
At this point, I'm definitely maybe addicted to the chaos a little bit, but that wasn't what brought me here. It actually was a deeply personal experience. I broke my back in 3 places when I was 18, and I was taking a very heavy course load at university, and the opioids that they gave me did not allow me to focus on my coursework effectively, and that was really important to me. So I actually looked to cannabis at the recommendation of my friends for pain management, and now it is a daily practice for me. And my favorite method of consumption, if you're wondering, is concentrates. And I wish I was one of those fancy people. I have all the fancy things, but what I feel most comfortable with is just a glass rig and a torch, to be honest.
That's awesome.
Kind of
that's awesome.
down and dirty.
I love that. So now that we know that about you, if you ever attend a Pause Consumption Lounge event, the like the nod to the nail bar essentially, so we know that's where your heart lies.
It is. The nail bar is where you will always find me.
Yes, that makes
Amazing.
sense. That makes sense. Do you where do you see, like, in 2024, in the next year, next 2 years, what do you see, happening in the cannabis space, whether it's trends or, federal legalization? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think that before we see federal legalization, we'll probably see access to more banking options and some things start to happen there first. And then I think that will follow. I think that the FDA is going to start to become more and more involved. And when I think of some of the projects that I work on, when it comes to manufacturing products, it really is related to safe handling and good manufacturing practices and pulling from other industries to make sure that you can provide a reliable quality product consistently.
Yeah.
And I think that that's going to become more and more required. And those folks that are really making the investment now into their operational practices will be able to make that transition more smoothly.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about the future of consumption lounges? Like, Arizona, what do you see for the future here?
I genuinely believe that consumption lounges will replace dispensaries. I'm not saying in the next year, but I think in the next 5 to 10 years, the way that we will engage with our customers will not be through a brick and mortar dispensary, it will be through a consumption lounge. And I think that there's a lot of reasons, both from a business side, but more for servicing the consumer, that makes a lot more sense to do it that way.
Yeah, so
That'd be great.
do you think that consumption lounges and dispensaries will be together,
yeah,
right?
And what you see in the
California,
few places that have allowed that, even Illinois, where they add dispensaries or they add consumption lounges onto their existing dispensary, it also makes the lift of opening that easier,
right?
Because you have, when you can't sell the product and you can't offer food and beverage, there's a very few ways to make a consumption lounge work financially.
Right.
And it has to work financially in order for us to be able to offer that as a business. So I think that's where the partnership between dispensaries and consumption lounges will come.
Very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing the evolution of that here.
How exciting.
Yes.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yes.
I'm glad we get to be a part of it in any small way that we can.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Well, I do have another question. You know that we're launching a podcast, and we're actually launching it tomorrow.
Yep.
Congratulations. I know you've been working on it for a while.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we do as a part of our podcast is we have a series of questions that satisfy the plant, body, and soul categories. And one of the questions I'd love to ask you is about your brand. And often, your reputation can very much be considered your personal brand. So what would you like people to know about you, to remember you by?
I think what I want people to remember about me is that I have a really strong commitment to social justice, and I'm going to constantly kind of painfully talk about it with people because I feel that healing comes through conversation. And so that's how I try to do my part.
Love that.
I believe that, and I feel that and see that about you. It's
Yes.
one of the things that we love dearly about you.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
We
Your
need passionate
passion.
people in this world, and you're very passionate.
Thank you. Yeah. I feel most comfortable when I'm being passionate. It
Good.
means I'm doing the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're on track.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Do you have any questions at all about?
Yeah, I think as, for your next event, which is the Fabulous Fling, and, in today's world, it is very, people of LGBTQ and all that thing is a very crazy and intense world.
Yeah.
What do you, with Pause, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you want, for your brand to help with people in this community, especially in the cannabis industry? Because I think this is a very white male, straight dominated industry. So, like, what do you hope to see for people who, and for people like me, who are part of this industry to hopefully, better the cannabis industry in that way?
Yeah. I hope to do it with everything that I put my hands on, but very tactically. I hope that by creating or hosting this event with, especially in this political and social climate that we're in, that it's very obvious to that community as well as those who are not a part of it but want to learn more, that this is a place to come and to feel welcome, to walk in maybe not knowing anything and have a place to learn about it. And if you are a member of that community where you aren't responsible for educating people, because I don't want that onus to be entirely on those persons. I think that that's unfair. And so I want to shoulder some of that responsibility, and I think this event is a way to do that.
Yeah, I think that's super important because even like in the LGBTQ plus community, a lot of gay people think like, oh, gay bars are only for gay people. Like, I don't think that. I think all spaces are for all people and all different backgrounds. So I think it's really important, what you're doing, and just seeing the passion. It's just really awesome. So, we're grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And what an awesome event, Fabulous Fling. Like,
It's going to be fabulous.
It's going to be totally fabulous.
I mean, if you like good music, good food, and you want to smoke some weed and do some art, it's kind of like,
sign me up.
where can you go wrong?
Yeah.
So how do people find out more?
Yes.
You can find us on all social platforms, but Pause Consumption on Instagram or pauseconsumption.com, our website, and there is a link to our events on both places.
Great.
Wonderful. And also, can people sign up for an email list for you as well?
Yes, on our website there is a place where you can subscribe to our email list, and you definitely want to do that because that's where all the early information comes out about what's going to be happening next.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well,
Thank you.
Allison, thank you so
you
much
for having me.
It was
Such
a pleasure,
always.
and we look forward to seeing you again on June 24th for the Fabulous Fling.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate you.